A very good morning to one and all. Today we are discussing about the topic cancer of the oral cavity or oral cancer. Let me introduce the topic. Oral cancer is one of the 10 most common malignancies in the world. In developing countries, it constitutes the third commonest malignancy. The common sites are lip and other intraoral sites, but paraoral sites such as the salivary gland, oropharynx, nasopharynx, and hypopharynx are not normally included. So, oral cancer means it is one of the 10 most common malignancies in the world. So, it is a common cancer in the world. In developing countries, it's considered third commonest malignancy. And the common sites are lip and other intraoral sites, it including palate, tongue, pharynx, okay, oral mucosa, then salivary glands, oropharynx, nasopharynx. Okay, these are the areas which is affected by oral cancer. Let me see the definition. Oral cancer is the uncontrollable growth of cells that invade and cause damage to the surrounding tissues, include the lips, tongue, cheeks, floor of the mouth, hard and soft palate, sinuses, and pharynx. So this is the definition. So it is a uncontrollable growth. As you already studied that what you mean by cancer. Cancer means there is a uncontrollable or multiplication or proliferation of cells, okay, abnormal cells, that is called cancer. So here also the uncontrollable growth of cells is occurring in the oral mucosa, which invade and cause damage to the surrounding tissue, not only the exact region, the origin, it will be spreading to the surrounding tissues. Okay, so in the oral cancer, where all it is affecting lips, tongue, cheeks, floor of the mouth, hard and soft palate, sinuses, and pharynx. So these are the area where the oral cancer is spreading. Let us see the types. Two types are there. First one, basal cell carcinoma. Second most common in oral cancer occurs in lips caused by excessive exposure to sunlight. So one of the main risk factors is excessive exposure to sunlight, and this basal cell carcinoma is second most common in oral cancer, and it is mainly occurring in lips. Squamous cell carcinoma, malignant growth arising from tiny flat squamous cells that lines mucous membrane, mostly affect lower lip and tongue. So this squamous cell carcinoma mainly affecting the lower lip and tongue region, and it is mainly seen in the squamous cells that lining the mucous membrane. So which all area is covered by mucous membrane, in that area this particular squamous cell carcinoma is occurring. So these are the two types. Let us see the causes or predisposing factor. As I told you before, the exact cause or the primary cause is unknown. What are the predisposing factor? Tobacco use. Okay, one of the main cause or predisposing factor or risk factor for oral cancer is tobacco use. It including chewing, cigarette, pipe of snuff. Any of the method can lead to oral cancer. Then alcohol consumption, then chronic irritation. Okay, chronic irritation means if you are using if the oral mucosa is irritated with some infection, inflammation, or allergy, or any chemicals, it can lead to oral cancer. Poor oral hygiene, that is one of the main causes. Poor oral hygiene. Then chronic inflammation, any kind of infection or inflammation in the oral cavity. Then prolonged exposure to UV rays or sunlight. Human papilloma virus can lead to oral cancer, and injection of hot food and spicy food. Okay, if you are having a habit of taking hot food, it can irritate the oral mucosa, and also spicy food, that is also irritating the oral mucosa. So it is a prolonged exposure that can lead to oral cancer. Let us see the TNM staging. TNM means tumor, node, and metastasis. So in that tumor, it is of TXTO, TIS, T1, T2, T3, T4. So what do you mean by TX? Primary tumor cannot be assessed. So tumor is not assessed, means there is no tumor. T0, no evidence of tumor. TIS means tumor in situ. Tumor confined to outer layer of tissue. It is present in the outer layer of tissue. T1, primary tumor is 2 centimeter. The size of tumor is T centimeter. 2 centimeter. T2, larger than 2 centimeter or smaller than 4 centimeter. Between 2 to 4 centimeter size will be there in T2. Then T3, in that larger than 4 centimeter. The tumor size is larger than 4 centimeter. And T4, tumor has invaded nearby structures. So in this T4 stage, the tumor is start to spreading. So it is a classification of tumor. And then second one is node. That NX means lymph node cannot be assessed in that there is no tumor. N0, cancer has not spread to the lymph node. So cancer is there, but it is not spread to the lymph node. N1, cancer has spread to one lymph node less than 3 centimeter diameter and located on same side of the tumor. So in this N1 stage, the cancer has spread or the node is spread, lymph node is spread to one next one lymph node less than 3 centimeter size is there and located on the same side of the tumor. Then N2A, cancer has spread to one lymph node greater than 3 centimeter but less than 6 centimeter on same side. Okay. So in the second N2 stage also, the cancer is spreading and between 3 to 6 centimeter diameter but on the same side. N2B, cancer spread to more than one lymph node greater than less than 6 centimeter and greater than less than 6 centimeter and same side. So in N2B, more than one lymph node spread is there and less than 6 centimeter on same side. N2C, cancer spread to opposite side less than 6 centimeter. Here also opposite side it is spread to till N2B it is on the same side. N2C it is spread to the opposite side. And N3, tumor has spread to more than one lymph node greater than 6 centimeters. So in N3 stage, tumor is spreading the opposite or more than one lymph node and the size will be more than 6 centimeter. And in metastasis, MX, cancer spread to distant sites cannot be assessed. So here spreading is malignancy is there or metastasis is there, but it cannot be identified. And MO, cancer has not spread to distant sites. So in MO or M0, there also cancer has not spread to the distant sites. And M1, cancer has spread outside the head and neck. So from M1 stage or in metastasis first stage, the cancer has spread outside from the head and neck, means adjacent organ, it is spreaded. Let us see the signs and symptoms. First of all, it is leukoplakia. Leukoplakia means a yellow white lesion which is seen on the tongue. Then erythroplakia, that is red velvety patch. Erythroplakia means red velvety patch which also seen in the tongue and oral mucosa. Then ulceration will be there. Then sore throat that does not heal, non-healing sore throat. From so many months or years, the person is having sore throat. Then lump formation, some growth or some kind of mass formation. Then sore throat, voice change. There is some changes in their voice, difficulty in chewing, then difficulty in swallowing, okay, dysphagia, and pain in tongue or ear. So these are the common signs and symptoms which you can see in oral cancer. Let us see the diagnosis, how we can diagnose. First of all, history of the patient. We have to collect the proper history, whether they are having any family history of oral cancer, whether they are having any continuous infection or inflammation of the oral cavity, about their occupation, about their lifestyle, whether they are having a habit of smoking or alcoholism, or they are working in an environment where more chemical exposure is there. Then physical examination should be done. In that, extra oral examination and intraoral examination should be done. Okay, both inside and outside of the oral cavity should be examined proper, whether any tenderness, any mass formation, lump formation, any ulceration, any lesions. Okay, so or any changes in the color of the mucosa or in tongue. Okay, these all things we have to assess in physical examination. Next is blood test. It including all the blood levels should be assessed, especially elevated alkaline phosphatase and elevation of the WBC count. Okay, in blood test, if alkaline phosphate or WBC count is elevated, that is a sign of cancer. Then biopsy should be done, oral biopsy, then dental X-ray that can identify the spread of the or malignancy, then CT scan and MRI. So these are the diagnostic evaluation for oral cancer. Let us see the management, mainly management, that is surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy, that are the main management for this oral cancer. Let us see one by one. Surgery, it involves resection of the tumor and a margin of healthy tissue around it. So surgery, we know, we already discussed with some surgeries of cancer. So in that surgery, what we can see is they are removing the tumor cells or the cancer cells along with some healthy tissue. So once they are removing the cells or the tissues, then afterwards the remaining area will be in safe. A small tumor will require minor surgery, but for larger tumor, surgery may involve removing some of the tongue or the jawbone. So in oral cancer, if it is a minor surgery or if the tumor is more less than 2 centimeter, then a minor surgery is needed. But if we are going for a major surgery, if the tumor cell is more than 6 centimeter diameter, then we have to go for a major surgery. In that surgery, maybe the jawbone, tongue, and some of the parts of the adjacent structure of the oral mucosa also, oral cavity also removed. Then the common surgeries are excision of tumor excision, mandibulectomy, removal of the mandible bone. Then hemiglossectomy means removal of the half part of the tongue. Glossectomy means removal of the tongue. Then radical neck dissection. So in neck dissection, we are not removing the neck, but the tissue from the jaw down to the clavicle. Okay, the from the jaw to the clavicle, the tissues which is present, that we are removing. Okay, then split thickness skin graft. Okay, that is also a surgery, cosmetic surgery we are doing. After removing the tissues from the oral cavity, we are going for split thickness skin graft. These are the surgical management for oral cancer. Next one, radiation therapy. It may be used alone or in combination with chemotherapy or surgery. Radiation therapy, usually we are doing along with chemotherapy or radiation surgical management in order to prevent the growth of the cells or stop the growth of the cells. It involves beams of high energy X-rays or radiation particles to damage the DNA inside the tumor cells, destroying their ability to reproduce. So, in radiation therapy, mainly we are using high energy rays like X-ray, UV ray, or infrared, depending on the area is affected. This, with the help of these rays, we are damaging the DNA inside the tumor cells, okay, so that it will not able to reproduce or multiply. External beam radiation delivers radiation from outside, while in brachytherapy, radioactive seeds and wires can be placed near the cancer inside the body. So that we already discussed about external and internal radiation. External radiation means from outside the tissue we are providing, and internal means we are implanting or we are by surgically we are keeping some radioactive seeds or wires in the cancer cells. It is useful for the patient in the early stage of oral cancer. Radiation therapy is very much useful in the early stage of oral cancer. Radiation therapy combined with other treatment may also increase the adverse effect. Let us see the next one, chemotherapy. Chemotherapy involves using medication that damage the DNA of the cancer cell, preventing them from replicating but at the expense of healthy issues. So chemotherapy is also another method of cancer treatment. Here also we are using the medications, okay, with for destroying the DNA, for damaging the DNA, and it will helps to prevent the replication, but there are so much healthy issues are there. The next another treatment, that is targeted drug therapy. It uses drugs known as monoclonal antibodies to change aspect of cancer cells that help them grow, and may be combined with radiotherapy or chemotherapy. So in targeted drug therapy means here we are using the medicine which is called, or the drug name is called, monoclonal antibodies. So it will help the cells to stop them growing as a cancer cells. Okay, it will prevent the growth of cancer cells and helps them grow and may be combined with radiotherapy or chemotherapy. Examples are cetuximab or Erbitux. And it's there are some possible side effects are there: nausea, vomiting, breathlessness, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, and cetuximab allergy. So these are the possible adverse effects or side effects for targeted drug therapy. Let us see how we can prevent, or what are the tips for preventing oral cancer. Always brush and floss your teeth regularly. You have to clean your tongue and teeth regularly. Do not smoke any type of tobacco product. Don't smoke or chew any type of tobacco product. Drink alcohol in moderation. Avoid of necessary. So if it is not needed, then you should avoid alcohol, and limit your exposure to sun. Always avoid exposure to sun. Otherwise, you have to use some protective equipments, okay, face shield or helmet or cap, okay, or you have to cover the face. Then choose cancer fighting diet. You have to take a lot of vitamin, mineral, and ion diet, which will helps to boost your immune system or the cells. Then see your dentist regularly. If you found some kind of changes in the teeth, then you have to do the dental exam properly and exercise regularly. So regular exercise will also helps to maintain the health of the cells. So these are the certain tips which helps to stop or prevent oral cancer. Then the complications of oral cancer are dry mouth, then cavity formations will be there, oral communication with the sinuses, then difficulties in speaking, drinking, and eating, then malocclusion, means misalignment or incorrect relation, some kind of misalignment or malpositioning will be there in the mouth between the teeth of two dental arch. Then facial deformities, isolation from society. Once you those who undergone oral cancer surgery and all, there is some facial changes will be occurring. So maybe it is a factor for social isolation. So these are the possible complications of oral cancer. Then an assignment for you, that is nursing management of oral cancer, and second one is health education for oral cancer. What are the things to be done, especially related with medicine, their exercise, diet, okay, and how the hygiene, okay. So this assignment you have to write, you have to refer the books and you have to write. So this all about today's topic. So we have discussed about what you mean by oral cancer. It is one of the 10 most malignancy cancer among the world. Then we have seen what is the definition, then what are the types, two types are there, then what are the predisposing factors which can lead to oral cancer, then the staging of oral cancer, then what is the signs and symptoms, then how we can diagnose the cancer, then what are the management of cancer, mainly surgery, radiation, chemotherapy we have seen in detail, then how we can prevent, what are the tips for preventing oral cancer, and about the complication, possible complication for oral cancer. So this is all about today's topic. I hope all of you understand today's topic. Have a nice day. Thank you.